Metal Gear Solid was released by Konami on September 3rd, 1998, and we are here with 20 facts about one of Hideo Kojima's masterpieces. Put on your sneaking suit, grab your Soliton radar, and follow me into Shadow Moses. Before we begin, I'd just like to remind everybody to like and subscribe, and to leave a comment down below telling me your facts about the game. We're a brand new channel just starting out, and any support helps us out quite a bit here. And so, on with the show. Number 1. Third in the series. Metal Gear Solid is actually the third in a series going all the way back to 1987, with the first Metal Gear on the MSX computer system. The sequel, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, came out in 1990, but it would be another 8 years before Hideo Kojima would return to the franchise. The games center around protagonist Solid Snake and his mission to destroy the dreaded Metal Gear, a bipedal weapon with the ability to launch nuclear missiles anywhere in the world. Number 2. Solid. The Solid in the game's title refers to the protagonist, Solid Snake, but it also represents the fact that the game has gone to 3D this time around. Old games in the series were running on an 8-bit MSX with limited frames of animation for characters. The more powerful PlayStation system gave the developers much more freedom, with more graphical power and CD quality music. Number 3. Solid Snake. Snake has been the main protagonist since the first Metal Gear, where he was sent out into the enemy base Outer Heaven to rescue captured teammate Gray Fox and confirm that the enemy had completed the construction of Metal Gear, a walking nuclear weapon. Snake made his way deep down into the 100th floor where Metal Gear was being stored and destroyed it. As he fled the facility, he came face to face with his leader, Big Boss, who revealed himself to be the leader of Outer Heaven as well. The two fought, and Snake would escape just in the nick of time, only for Big Boss to reveal that he had survived. Snake would withdraw from his unit, only to be called back on a mission to infiltrate Zanzibar Land, a rogue nation that had abducted a scientist named Dr. Kyo Mar, and were also secretly in development of their own Metal Gear. Snake would have to destroy the newest Metal Gear, which was being piloted by his old friend, Gray Fox. After one last fistfight in a minefield, Snake was victorious and went on to face the true leader of Zanzibar Land, Big Boss. Big Boss revealed himself to be Snake's father, and the two of them had one last battle. Snake managed to defeat Big Boss again by immolating him, and once again withdrew to a quiet life in the Alaskan countryside. Number 4. Meryl Silverburgh. Meryl was trapped on Shadow Moses along with Snake, and they ended up working together to escape. Meryl was believed to be the niece of Roy Campbell, although she was later revealed to be his biological daughter. She's a huge fan of Snake and even has a temporary tattoo of Foxhound on her left arm. There are quite a few Easter eggs and fourth wall breaking moments surrounding Meryl. After first meeting with her, you'll need to contact her by codec, and they tell you that the frequency can be found on the back of the CD case. Well, they mean the actual case that the game comes in. Sorry for anyone who bought it used, disc only. When you meet up with her, she'll be disguised as one of the soldiers, and you'll need to identify her. You can do this by waiting outside of the women's restroom for her to enter. Run inside quickly, and the following cutscene will have Meryl in her underwear rather than her pants. You can stare at her in first person to make her blush. However, she hates being abused and will slap the rashes out of Snake if you do.
What are you doing?
Number 5. Cyborg Ninja. The Cyborg Ninja is quite a mystery. He first appears and cuts off Revolver Ocelot's hand, using stealth camouflage. He later fights hand-to-hand with Snake, and seems to take insane joy with the experience. It's here that Snake recognizes one of the punches that hits him.
Gray Fox! Colonel, that ninja is Gray Fox. No doubt about it.
Yes, the Cyborg Ninja is none other than Frank Yeager, otherwise known as Gray Fox. After his fight with Snake, his body was used as a test subject in a project to create half men, half machines that would perform incredible feats. He helps Snake behind the scenes by warning him about danger ahead. Ultimately, he gives his life so that Snake has a chance to destroy Metal Gear Rex. Number 6. Foxhound. Foxhound was Snake's old unit in the first 2 games. Snake took orders from Big Boss in the first game and Roy Campbell in the second game. The current roster is made up of Revolver Ocelot, Decoy Octopus, Vulcan Raven, Sniper Wolf, Psycho Mantis, and their leader, a man calling himself Solid Snake. They have taken over the island of Shadow Moses and are demanding the remains of Big Boss be delivered to them, or they will use Metal Gear to fire a nuclear missile. Number 7. Liquid Snake. The man calling himself Solid Snake is in fact Liquid Snake, twin brother of the real Solid Snake. The 2 of them were test tube babies, created by a program called Les Enfants Terribles, the Terrible Children. It was meant to create a copy of the greatest living soldier in the world, Big Boss. Liquid looks a lot like Snake does in the briefing scene with the blonde hair, and he grew up with Big Boss telling him that he was the inferior one to his brother. This created a long-burning hatred and jealousy in Liquid that finally explodes at the end. Number 8. Otacon. Hal Emmerich was a scientist who wanted to build giant robots like he saw in the animes growing up. That's why he joined the Metal Gear project at Shadow Moses. Little did he know that he was working on the latest iteration of Metal Gear, a nuclear-capable walking tank. He can be a bit of a coward at times, but he helps Snake out whenever he's in a jam. He's also familiar with the layout of the complex, and can tell you how to get past security measures. He chooses the name Otacon as an abbreviated form of Otaku convention. He's also the son of Huey Emmerich, who is a piece of garbage. Number 9. Psycho Mantis and the Fourth Wall. Psycho Mantis doesn't just break the fourth wall, he turns around and urinates on it. He starts out by possessing Meryl. If you hold down the look button, you'll be able to see Snake through Meryl's eyes, except that her eyes show everything tinted green, and it sounds like she's breathing through a mask. Once you're inside of his room, he'll start talking to you, the player. He'll tell you if you've been saving it frequently, and he can even respond if you have save files on your memory card for games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Suikoden. Finally, he'll make your controller vibrate on the floor as if it's moving by his commands. Once the battle starts, he'll have even more tricks available. He can read your controller inputs and dodge your attacks. The only way to counter this is to plug your controller into the second port and continue playing. This allows you to finally get hits on Mantis and take him down. Number 10. Wolf Repellent. After you fight Mantis, you'll make your way through a cave filled with wolves that don't want you trespassing. You can get yourself a wolf repellent by equipping the cardboard box, tossing Meryl, and getting into the box before she recovers. One of the wolves will mark its territory on your box, which is pretty gross, I'm not gonna lie. The good news is that the box now becomes something that the dogs are friendly towards, so you don't need to worry about being attacked every time you pass through. You can achieve the same effect using Sniper Wolf's handkerchief, which you will receive from Otacon, but not until much later in the game. Number 11. Revolver Ocelot. Ocelot was a longtime friend of Big Boss, and he's played a major role in the series over the years. We meet him here for the first time, and much of his story is kept a secret until later in the game. He's a skilled gunslinger who can send the bullets practically anywhere he wants, and he loves the thrill of reloading his gun in the heat of battle. The battle comes to a screeching halt as Gray Fox slices off his right hand with a sword. Ocelot just shrugs it off and gets back to doing what he loves the most: brutal physical torture. During the torture scenes, players will need to mash the X button on the controller to keep Snake from dying. You will need to survive through at least 3 rounds to move on, and each difficulty setting higher adds another round of torture. Number 12. FoxDie. FoxDie is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. It was developed by the Pentagon so that they could send someone in who's carrying the virus and have them make contact with the target. Once FoxDie recognizes its target, it triggers a cardiac arrest in them, killing them in seconds. Dr. Naomi Hunter injected the virus into Solid Snake without his knowledge so that he could pass it on to specific targets the government needed to silence, including the leader of the incursion, Liquid Snake. This means that Solid Snake could be just as susceptible to the virus as his brother, given their similar genetic makeup. Naomi Hunter is unable to say how long he has left and simply tells him, live. Number 13. Two different endings. When you're captured and tortured by Revolver Ocelot, he tells you that he will kill Meryl if you submit to his attacks and ask for mercy. You'll need to rapidly press the action button to keep Snake's health above 0, and dying here will take you all the way back to before Snake was captured. You can also press the start button to submit and end it immediately. Surviving all of Ocelot's attacks without giving in will keep Meryl alive, and she will be there for the final mission at the ending. If you don't, Meryl will die.
I gave in to my fear. I gave in to my pain. I sold your life to save my own. I'm a loser. I'm not the hero you thought I was. I'm nothing.
And the ending will instead involve Otacon. The ending with Meryl alive is considered the canon ending since she is alive in Metal Gear Solid 4. Number 14. Soliton Radar. Snake comes equipped with a state-of-the-art Soliton radar which was developed by Mei Ling. It shows Snake's position as well as the position of enemies and their cone of vision. If you can manage to stay out of the cone, you could sneak past almost anything in your path. The radar also shows representations of structures and doors, giving you a reliable layout of the room you're in. There are times, like the battle with Vulcan Raven, where I pretty much keep my eyes on the radar and guide Snake around based solely on that. Try it out next time you play. Number 15. Codec. Metal Gear Solid is rich in story, and many of the conversations play out through the codec, a special form of communication that stimulates the small bones in Snake's ears so that only he can hear it. It can be used to contact your support team for information about bosses or the terrain, and you should always start calling people in your contacts list if you find yourself stuck and don't know what to do. Much of the story plays out this way, as Snake is rarely in the same room with someone who doesn't want him dead. It's also a way to cut back on the memory requirements for FMV, with most of the conversations using profile pictures of the characters with limited animations. Number 16. Metal Gear 2 elements. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake is a great game that any fan of the series should play. It's such a good game that many gimmicks were ripped straight from it and reused in Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear 2 is the origin of the shape alloy that changes the shape of your key when it becomes hot or cold. There's a scene where one of your allies is in disguise as an enemy soldier and you're trying to make contact. Fortunately, the soldier is a woman, so you can stand outside the restroom to locate her. There's a cyborg ninja named Black Color, who turns out to be Schneider, one of your allies from the previous game. There's a scene where Snake gets attacked by a quartet of hitmen wearing stealth camouflage in an elevator. You'll even get warnings of danger from an unknown caller claiming to be your biggest fan, who later turns out to be Gray Fox. Number 17. Voice actors. Many of the characters in Metal Gear Solid are voiced by famous actors whose voices you may recognize from other forms of media. Some of the actors worked under pseudonyms because they were unsure of the restrictions of working in a video game industry while being members of SAG. David Hayter, who does the voice of Solid Snake, was also the writer for the original X-Men movie, and he voiced the character Zangetsu in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Naomi Hunter is voiced by Jennifer Hale, whose credits include Jean Grey from the original X-Men cartoons and Commander Shepard in the Mass Effect trilogy. Cam Clark provides the voice for Liquid Snake and McDonald Miller, and he's instantly recognizable as the voice of Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Finally, Greg Eagles, who provided the voice for Gray Fox, is also known for voicing Aku Aku in the Crash Bandicoot series. Number 18. Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. The entire game was remade for the Nintendo GameCube using the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine. You can now hold up enemy soldiers and take them down non-lethally. You can also now shoot in first person, which necessitated changes such as making Sniper Wolf's hallway much longer. The cutscenes are full of over-the-top action, and feature Snake pulling off some stunts that he can never pull off before, in slow motion no less. The remake was handled by Silicon Knights, the same studio that develops Eternal Darkness: Sanity's Requiem. Number 19. The design of Snake. Artist Yoji Shinkawa has said that Snake's physique was inspired by Jean-Claude Van Damme, and his face was inspired by Christopher Walken. Hideo Kojima has stated that the name Snake was chosen because snakes are a stealthy character, and many people have pointed out the similarity to Snake Plissken, the main character from Escape from New York, played by Kurt Russell.
What soldiers? President of what?
His first name, David, was chosen in reference to 2001: A Space Odyssey, as well as for Otacon's first name of Hal. Number 20. Completion Rewards. Once you've completed the game, you'll get one of two rewards depending upon the ending that you received. Meryl will give Snake a bandana that will come equipped on a New Game Plus, giving him infinite ammo on all of his weapons, including grenades. Otacon will give Snake his stealth camo, allowing you to run around with reckless abandon while leaving the guards confused. If you completed the game twice, on your third run, Snake will appear wearing a tuxedo, just like James Bond, and Gray Fox will appear in red. You'll also be able to grab the digital camera to enter photo mode, and extreme difficulty will become available. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video or learned something new, drop us a like and consider subscribing. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.